I'm starting to see why my wife doesn't like me to wear hats. Hi there, my name is Derrick Espadas, and I'm running to serve you on the Arizona Corporation Commission because rising bills aren't just numbers on a page, they're eviction notices, they're skipped meds, and they're unsafe homes for everyone. But what I want to address in this video is something that was brought up, and I apologize because I'm running on a platform, I'm not excluding voices, and it was brought up to me that there is a strong connection between LGBTQ plus communities and energy policy, and that tend to exclude these communities even more than normal. And so I apologize for not being aware or yeah, for just not being aware. And I think this is why it's important that we surround ourselves with amazing people, and that we listen to them, because my team brought this up, and so kudos to them for bringing up the gap. Uh, just thank you, team. So for those of you who aren't familiar, there's regulators who make calls on energy policy, and they're called the Arizona Corporation Commission, and that is the commission I'm seeking election to myself because I'm very unhappy in totality with what they do. They make a lot of grand speeches about serving the people and protecting the ratepayers, but then go ahead and service the large corporations, APS, TEP, all the while making these speeches about how they suffer to maintain a balance. And one of the things is when they approve these sweetheart deals to grant huge infrastructure projects that pass on the cost to you, and approve data centers, again, passing on the cost to you, everyday people eat these costs. And this includes queer and trans folk who already face higher rates of poverty, housing insecurity, and discrimination at work and in healthcare. And so in Tucson, when we watched massive data center deals move forward while people begged for relief on their bills and were ignored, that is injustice. Even when you give a speech about how much you care and how much you can't do anything, that's prioritizing corporate profits over human dignity. And what's incredibly disappointing about that is how we even have Democrats do that. And so this isn't about Democrat or Republican, it's about who is going to do the correct thing. And I'm going to be very honest, I don't think the other two running for the Democratic ticket are going to do that. And they've shown that, and they've said that. Now, for the LGBTQ plus community, especially the youth, elders, and disabled in the community, anyone with an extra intersectionality who loses more position in our community with every different identity they possess, an unaffordable bill can literally mean losing access to AC in extreme heat, or the ability to power needed medical devices. So these are all the things that get ignored when they're talking about maintaining the balance between ratepayers and and power providers, the people who die in the course of that and who suffer in the course of that. So again, my name is Derrick Espadas. I'm a Democrat. I'm a progressive Democrat for the Arizona Corporation Commission. I do not want to maintain the status quo. And I believe energy policy is LGBTQ plus policy. I fought Project Blue. I'm still fighting Project Blue and reckless data center expansion because I don't trust the backroom contracts that gamble with our grid and our wallets and, quite frankly, our lives. I pledge not to take big fossil fuel money because you can't claim to stand with marginalized communities while you're cashing checks from the industries driving climate disasters that hit them first and worst. When I'm elected, it's pretty simple. Listen more, fight the rate structure that attacks households, including LGBTQ plus people who are more likely to be underpaid and discriminated against. Have real transparency, not talk about transparency. Every major contract and rate should be understandable and open to public scrutiny. Investment in clean local energy that creates good jobs and lowers bills instead of endless special treatment for massive corporate projects. And this also means protecting us from incoming massive solar projects. As much as I prefer solar for our state, there are also invasive solar companies. One of them might be running for the Arizona Corporation Commission, so be careful on that. And to have just enough people for a standard. I get needing. It is a need to balance what energy providers do, but not so much that it becomes an imbalance, and that we go ahead and prioritize corporations over people. Again, this includes the LGBTQ plus Arizonans. And so if that happens, it doesn't get my vote. If you believe our energy system should serve people, not just profit, I need you to be with me. They moved up the date needed for submitting signatures. We need 7,000 signatures. I need every single LGBTQ plus signature to move this forward, or else we're going to maintain the status quo, even with the Democrats that are running. So please like, share, tag a friend in this. Anyone you think cares about LGBTQ plus justice, climate, and affordable energy, then hit the link that I'll put in the bio to sign my ballot petition. It's not a vote. It's just to get me on the ballot so you have a choice. And so that way together we can build an Arizona where identities aren't punished on the power bill. They're protected in public policy. Thank you.